an opening song that Elaine is going to share with us. There is only one.
So I'm going to teach you the chorus. Like any good folk singer, I know how to lead a group. I don't need the PowerPoint and all that stuff. So the words are, we smile in the same language. Well, it's called There Is Only One. We smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air, even during COVID. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. And that's the first half. And I'll lead you through the second half. It's the same melody. So it goes like this. We smile in the same language. Let's try that part. We smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air. Let's try that part. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. Let's try that. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is no separation. There is only one. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Move from inspiration. Let the healing has begun. For the healing has begun. Let's take it from the top. We smile. We smile in the same language. We all breathe. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. We are all connected. Let's join. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is no There is only one. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. You're doing great. You have a few more chances too. We can help each other through this life, for there is only one. When we stand together as the light, the healing has begun. We smile in the same. We all breathe the same air. We're all connected. We are all connected. Let's join together in prayer. There is no separation. There is no There is only one. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. When you feel joy, I feel you. When you are suffering, I am too. For there is only one. The healing has begun. We smile. We all breathe. We are all connected. Let's join now. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Move. Feel the healing has begun. Feel the healing has begun. Now in the science of mind, which is my path, there's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. And that's our divinity. That line goes, for healing is revealing, trade false beliefs for truth. And healing is the feeling as we stand in the absolute. We smile. We all breathe. We are all connected. Let's join now together in. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. For there is only one. There is only one. And so it is.
Today's talk is entitled Prayer Through Song. And Elaine now is going to join us in a meditation.
Yes, we're going to have a meditation that is actually participatory. I'm going to teach you scientific prayer through chanting. And especially steps 1 and steps 2 are very, very much like a meditation. Scientific prayer, this is the one main difference in the science of mind principles that is my whole life, really. None of the other new thought paths have this actual prayer technology, is what I call it, because there's a method, there are steps. Also known as a spiritual mind treatment or treatment. It treats the atmosphere of the mind of the person praying so that what we want to manifest or continue to manifest comes. And I'm going to explain how that happens. We employ immutable laws of the universe as well as spiritual principles. This piece is titled Chanting the 5 Steps. So you're going to learn how to do scientific prayer through chanting. It's exciting to me to teach this. I've seen 7-step prayers. I've seen 6 steps, 3 steps. I've seen 1-step treatments. The most popular is the 5-step spiritual mind treatment. And what we typically do at first is state an intention. It's scientific, so there's a desired outcome stated first, and then we do the prayer. So my intention, my stated result is that each one here who wants to embodies these steps and this prayer technology, because it is so powerful. It's so wonderful. It feels really good. Step 1, recognition. What we're recognizing is that one life that Will talked about. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. That life is our life now. And belief is a powerful tool. And a belief is a thought we keep thinking or statements we keep hearing. So we can choose our thoughts. We can choose what to believe and what empowers us. In my opinion, that's the way to go. We want to be self-empowered, responsible, loving, open people. Recognition is the principle that God is all there is, so that everything that exists in the universe, in the seen and the unseen, and the spaces in between, is made of this divine substance, this essence, this presence. It can be physical or metaphysical. It's all God. We can call it whatever we want. Some people don't like the G word. You can call it light, you can call it love, you can call it spirit, source, infinite wisdom, higher power. That's up to each one here, what you would like to call this all-pervading power. There's at least 1,000 names for it. What we're tuning into, whatever we call it, that is all there is. And everything that exists is an extension or an expression of this power. So the first step chant goes like this. God is all there is. Let's try that. God is all there is. One more time for me. God is all there is. You are doing so great. Beautiful. So we're going to move on to step 2, which is known as unification. This is where we consciously unify with Source. Now, we can't be not unified with what we are, but the unification comes in our awareness. So that everything, every bit of me, every bit of each one here is made of that divine substance. And to tap into that gives us the backing of the entire universe. It's where the power of the prayer is, to actually consciously unify with that and to feel that. Joel Goldsmith talks about something called the click. You know, you're doing your prayer and you're thinking, God is all there is, and God and I are one. I am one. I am an expression. I am an extension of source energy. And there's a place where there may be a little change. Joel Goldsmith calls it the click. It's where, you know, ooh, I just got a little butterfly in my stomach here. Remembering who and what I am, that I am made of that power. So the chant goes like this. God and I are one. Let's try it. God and I are one. One more time. God and I are one. Now we're going to put them together. God is all there is. God and I are one. Let's do that again. God is all there is. God and I are one. You're doing great. Step 3, realization. We used to call it affirmation, declaration. They changed it to realization because it's always stated in the present tense, because the only time that exists is now. You know, we can go back to the past in our mind and we can learn from that, but we're learning in the now present moment, and we can move into the future in our thoughts, and we can set intentions for that. We do that in the now present moment. And this is where we get to affirm what it is we're praying for. It's the main body of the prayer, what it is. So I have a couple of go-to affirmations. I am perfect, whole, and complete health. I live in a divine flow in all aspects of my life. Sometimes it's a simple idea that all is well. That's an affirmation, but it's not in the first person. We can say all is well with me. First person's important, but the main idea is that it's in the present moment, present tense. So I've created an affirmation for everybody. You can think of one that you'd like to affirm, but I'm going to teach you one, and you can use that, or you can think of your own in your mind. And it goes like this. I am open to my good. Try it. I am open to my good. One more time. I am open to my good. And before we sing that part, there's a little breath. You have a chance to take a breath, a little rest. Let's take it from the top. God. God is all there is. God and I are one. Take a breath. I am open to my good. From the top again. God is all there is. God and I are one. I am open to my good. You got it? Did you think of an affirmation for yourself? You can do that. Step 4, the gratitude step. You know that law of attraction teaches us that what we focus on gets bigger, whether we like it or not. So if we're focusing on things for which to be grateful, and there's a part of spirit, well, it's all invisible except when it's in form, like Aiden over here, he's a spirit in form. We're all spirit in form. But there's the non-physical part, and then there's another invisible part of spirit. That is the action of God, or whatever you want to call this, the action. And that's the part of the universe that always says yes. You can say, oh, I'm perfect, whole, I have perfect health. Yes. Oh, I'm so negative, whatever. Yes, you are. I've been waiting for this for such a long time. Yeah, you hear you? Yes, you are waiting for such a long time, and here's more waiting. That's the invisible action of source. So I love to focus on gratitude. It's a habit now. I often find myself just being so thankful and so grateful, making up songs about gratitude. I have a lot of them. So here's the chant that goes to the fourth step of gratitude. I am so grateful. Let's try that together. I am so grateful. One more time for me. I am so grateful. I'll put them all together. God is all. God is all there is. God and I are one. I am open. I am open to my good. I am so grateful. You are doing so fantastic. I'm going to move on to step 5. Step 5 is such an important step. This is where we release. We get out of the way and we let it come. Now, there's something that we want, typically the mind tells us what, the heart tells us why. How is none of our business. We got to just get out of the way and let it happen. And I always like to add that or something better, because I don't want to limit source, right? I don't want to limit that. And sometimes our unanswered prayers, in quotes, when they're unanswered, that lack of an answer is actually the best thing. Has anybody ever noticed that in hindsight? Something you wanted so much and it didn't come, and it was the best thing that it didn't come? Yeah. There's always more. There's always more good. There's always more interpretations of gratitude in life. And I'm not saying not to work for what it is you want, but to remember that high vibe, that high frequency, because when we're in that gratitude place and we let it go, something good's happening. So that step goes like this. I release and let it all go. I release and let it all go. One more. I release and let it all go. So we're going to put it all together. Here we go. God is all there is. God and I are one. I am open. I am open to my good. I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. And again, God is all there. Let me hear you. God and I. God and I am open. I am open to my good. I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. One more time. God is all there is. God and I are one. I am open to my good. I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. I release and let it all go. Again, I release and let it all go. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Let's take that into your hearts and minds and thoughts. God is all there is. God and I are one. I am grateful. I release and let it go. And so it is. All right. So I'm going to move on to the lesson. Music inspired lesson. And these are going to be all different kinds of prayers. I'm going to talk a little bit about the prayer. And then we're going to sing the prayer. So there are actually two types of prayer. There's please, 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 right? And then there's thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think we know in this group here that the thank you kind of prayer is probably the most effective, because when we're pleading, a lot of times we get more pleading. Yeah, you want that. Yeah. And, to employ the prayers, in Signs of Mind, we say not just believing in the faith, having the faith in God, but as these extensions of the source energy, we can employ the faith of God. It's a really powerful distinction to employ the faith of God. And then that releasing part, we've all heard let go and let God. And that's great. But for some people, it may be a little bit easier to say, let God and then let go. Turn it over. Turn it over and then let it go. And those are very effective parts of the prayer. So this is a thank you prayer. And this was written by Lisa Ashman and John Tiro, and I have their permission to do this. I met Lisa at the Positive Music Awards one year, and she sang this, and I had to record it. So your part goes like this. Thank you for another wonderful day. Let's try that. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's another. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for another wonderful day. Beautiful. I'll help you through it. I wake up to sunshine. I did not invent the sunshine. Or it might be raining, but I did not make up the rain. There's so much beauty, it's hard to ignore. Once you see beauty, you've got to see more. When I see such beauty, I see your hand in it, Lord. Here's us, thank you. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. You made the mountains, you made the hills and valleys. You made the oceans, you made an ocean of stars. You made these children inhabit this place. And best of all, you love what you made. In all of creation, the depths of your love is displayed. Just look at it. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. Beautiful. Give yourselves a hand for that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. That's the thank you kind of prayer, the gratitude kind of prayer that brings more. I'm going to move on to something called the prayer of Jabez. Is anybody here familiar with the prayer of Jabez? A few people? A lot of Unity people know about that. It was a best-selling book back in the 90s by Bruce Wilkinson, Reverend Bruce Wilkinson, who was more of a mainstream preacher, minister. Hold on, I need a little sip. And it's taken from Chronicles, the Old Testament. I'm not a big Bible person, but this is from Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. And the Chronicles part in the Old Testament is where this one begat that one begat this one. There was all this begatting going on. And when it got to the part about Jabez, this is where Reverend Bruce Wilkinson talks about Jabez and what he did. So when his mother was pregnant with him, it was a very painful pregnancy and a very painful birth. So what does Jabez's mother name him? Jabez, which means what? Pain. Now I can relate to this because when I was a little girl, my family used to call me Elaine the Pain. So I get it. You know, it's like I changed it to brain. So it was very painful. So what Jabez did, he made a conscious choice and decision to never cause anyone pain. And he also came up with the idea that he was going to affirm or ask, he was going to ask for blessings. He believed that we're supposed to ask, you know, Abraham Hicks, ask and it is given, you know, asking or declaring. So the original prayer is, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, and your hand would be with me, that you would keep me from evil, that I may cause no pain. So what I did was I took the first 4 lines and I put an affirmation, a real affirmative statement, I am, in between each one of those lines. And I came up with new thoughts on Jabez. It's a little kind of doo-wop-y sound. So we're going to have some doo-wop from the Old Testament. That's how old that music is now. Oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed and enlarge my territory. I manifest. And your hand would be with me, I am caressed, and that you would keep me from evil. I'm at rest. I am at rest. You can try it with me. Oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed and enlarge my territory. I manifest. And your hand would be with me. I am caressed, and that you would keep me from evil. I'm at rest. I am at rest. That I may cause no pain, that I may cause no shame, that I may cause no blame, that I may cause no pain. Oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed and enlarge my territory. I manifest. And your hand would be with me. I am caressed, and that you would keep me from evil. I'm at rest. I am at rest. That I may cause no pain, that I may cause no blame, that I may cause no shame, that I may cause no pain. Sing with me, oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed. And again, oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed. And again, oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Let me hear you. Sing it like you mean it. Come on. I am so blessed. Yeah. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. There you go. We are blessed. We are blessed. Prayer of Jabez. New thoughts. So we're going to move on to another kind of prayer. This is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, the Ho'oponopono. Is anybody here familiar with the Ho'oponopono? There's a lot of information about the Ho'oponopono, but basically what used to happen and may still happen in Hawaii, if somebody wanted to create an atmosphere of forgiveness, they would go to the great kahuna and ask him to pray for them, pray for forgiveness. And that's fine. But then in the 70s, a woman named Morna Simeona, she realized that each one of us has our own connection to source. And it's fine to go to a priest or even a priestess for praying, but you can do it yourself. And shortened it to just 4 lines. And she had a star pupil in the early 80s, a doctor named Dr. Hugh Len. And he did this prayer at first because his daughter had suffered for 10 years with, it seemed like it was an incurable skin disease. He tried everything, allopathic, traditional, whatever. But once he started doing this prayer, it cleared up. And I think Dr. Hugh Len was really, really connected. He had I don't know if he's still alive, but a very strong connection, very powerful. And in 1983, I believe, he was hired by the Hawaii State Hospital for the Criminally Insane. Now, there was a lot of turnover with the help there because there was a lot of violence from the patients / inmates with each other and the help. And so Dr. Len started to work there in 1983. And what's really interesting about this is that he sat in his office. He never saw a patient. He never did anything except sit in his office for those hours and pray this prayer. And within 3 years, the hospital closed. Either people moved on, they got better, but there was no more need for this hospital. And this has been documented. And so I think this Dr. Hugh Len was just powerful. But what he says is, I didn't heal those people. I healed the part of me that saw them that way. So how many people here have some people, one person or some people in your life that you might be thinking, well, if he or she apologizes or they apologize or change, maybe I'll forgive him, her, them. How's that working? To expect somebody to do what you want. I mean, it might happen, but not typical to expect somebody else to change for your comfort. Except my husband. No, just kidding. Just kidding. So the 4-line prayer, and I learned it twice. And each time I learned it in 2009, just a few days before I met my husband. And I learned it again in 2011. And I learned the phrases in the same order. I learned, I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And what happened was back in the 90s, I had dedicated chair and a dedicated cassette deck for my meditation. And I used to meditate to my friend Richard Schulman. I know he's performed here, and he's one of my musical partners. And I would listen to his Light from Assisi that he did in the early 90s. And day one, I'd listen to side one. The next day, I listen to side B. So and it just would, that was it. That's what that cassette deck did. And there was this one piece on the tape cassette called The Walk. And every time that piece came on, I would think, oh, that's such a beautiful melody. I would like to put words to it someday. So then now we're at 2011. And Richard and I are doing a program. We're doing a festival together, and we had our booths next to each other. And Richard, basically, he does concerts and he sells his music. So he had his speakers on, he's playing his music the whole time. And then this piece, The Walk, comes on, and it was brought back into my consciousness. And then I remembered it. That was on the weekend. And then the following Friday, I was getting ready to go on Sunday to Unity of Ocala. And that was when Mary Lou was there, Reverend Mary Lou was there. And I called her up. I was just going to be being supportive in music. I wasn't the minister that day. So I said, okay, Mary Lou, what's the talk on? Yeah, I want to be able to have music that supports the talk. So we talked a little bit, and she said, well, I'm going to do this process. Then I want you to do a song on forgiveness. And I'm thinking like, okay, nothing comes to mind. But I had about a half an hour before I was going to be going to Rising Tide International. It's a Sufi center in Sarasota. I was going for a full moon meditation, women's meditation. So I sat down and I wrote the first part of the song. And when I got to the women's meditation, Joe Mui, who was in charge that night, taught everybody the Ho'opono prayer. And my second time learning it, I love you, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So then I incorporated that into the song. But I'm going to teach you the chorus, because I'll teach one line at a time. And what I did was, I'm a Scorpio. So if you know anything about Scorpios, so sometimes I can be, maybe not so nice, so I could be stingy. So I decided that I wanted to create a kinder, gentler fairy Elaine. And I really was sincere about it. So I wrote this. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Let's try that part. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. And so that's what I wrote when I went to the full moon. She was talking about angels. She was talking about forgiveness. And I wrote this first verse, and I talk about, I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the end is coming soon. So the end is to keep hope alive as I'm transcending, as I'm changing. I will be reborn by next full moon. See, that's a habit. So it's the end of the old and creating a new habit of more kindness, more releasing negativity, more finding a peaceful energy. So let's take it from the top and we'll do the song. Ready? Here we go. As I forgive, I am for releasing, releasing negativity, revealing kindness at once. What I find a peaceful energy. I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the end is coming soon. Keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by next full moon. I'll be reborn by next full moon. Here we go. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I love you and I am so sorry. Forgive me if you please. I thank you now and I will tomorrow. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Here we go. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. One more. As I forgive, yeah, releasing negativity. I feel ya. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Just breathe into that peaceful energy. Okay. And I have a little story, just a short thing. I have a friend named Michael Johnson who lives in New Jersey, and he heard me. He came to me doing this program one time at a little Unity in Boonton, New Jersey, and he came up to me after the service and he says, "I got a Ho'opono story." He calls it Ho'opono instead of Ho'opono. I love that. I got a Ho'opono story. Oh, go ahead, Mike. He said, "Well, I was driving down the New York Thruway, and I was being one of those kind of drivers, and there was another one being one of those kind of drivers, a little road rage." He says, "So I slow down, he slows down. I speed up, he speeds up. I get off the exit ramp. He gets off the exit ramp, and I come up to a red light, and he comes up to the red light and starts getting out of his car. He says, I didn't know what to do." He did a little prayer, like, "What am I going to do?" He gets out of his car. He's a big guy, and he figured his bigness, could help. So all of a sudden, the guy's coming over to him, and he's going, this kind of thing. And so Michael goes, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me." He says, "By the time I said I love you, he ran away." And I said, "Thank you." All right. So there's two more. Do we have time for two more prayers? Okay. This is one everybody knows, I'm sure. And I put music to it. It goes like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. And again, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Let's do it again. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here's the Codependence Anonymous version of this song that I'm singing for myself. It goes like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can. Sing it with me, children. Come on, here we go. God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that it is me, and the wisdom to know that it is me. It's all me. It's all you. It's all God. Here we go from the top. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. And one more. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so it is. All right. Yeah, give yourself a hand. You deserve that. So I have one more song for the program. And I have been hired. I get hired more and more to guest minister, but for years I was hired by New Thought and Unity in particular to do music. And a lot of times they wanted me to sing, Our Father, the Lord's Prayer. It's a beautiful prayer. It's a beautiful melody. It's not that easy to sing. So what did I do? Well, Unity changed it a little bit. They usually say our Father, Mother God, or our Mother, Father God. So that's in here. And often they won't say evil. They'll say error. So there's different things. So I kept some of the Unity changes and made one or two more changes, but I turned it into a country waltz. So if anybody wants to dance, and I'm going to sing it twice, you know most of the words already. Most of you here know this prayer. You probably learned it before you were born. And we're going to do twice. So you'll hear it once and you'll get the melody. It's real easy. And then we'll sing it together. And you can also just join in whenever you feel like it. Anybody want to dance? My husband's a real good waltzer. We met on the dance floor. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. Now here's where we're singing for what we want instead of what we don't want. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever. We ready to try this? Big voices. Our Father and Mother, our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. You lead us and guide us. You lead us and guide us and protect us. And deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Amen. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. Good job. So it's that time now. Is Will going to come up here and take a collection?
Yeah, we won't play so.
And thank you, Will. Let's have a hand for him. He's doing a good job as our platform assistant.
Platform assistant. Okay. Let's see. Creator, thank you. Thank you for our abundance and the opportunity to meet in this sacred space. Thanks to everyone who generously gives so that we may continue to do so. In divine spirit, we lift up our hearts to you in gratitude for the many gifts, blessings, and offerings to our circle of love. We acknowledge your presence within ourselves, and we ask that you guide us throughout this week so that we may bless and honor your spirit, your presence in all things. And so it is.
So it is. And that spirit and presence is in each one of us, as each one of us. So I'm going to just sing a little. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. Let's try that much together. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. One more time. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. One more. I am grateful. We're going to do The Light of the Living God, and that is in your bulletins. Is that correct? And it's a song I wrote back in 2003, and it goes like this. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God. and joy is our destiny. I am the love of a giving God. Spirit moves through me. You are the love of a giving God, and peace is our destiny. I'm traveling to eternity, unraveling in my humanity. The darkest night and the deepest pain bring me back to myself again. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God. Joy is our destiny. I'm traveling to eternity, unraveling in my humanity. The darkest night and the deepest pain bring me back to myself again and again and again and again. We forget, then we remember. We forget, then we remember. We forget, then we remember the truth of who we really are. I am the light of a living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God. And joy is our destiny. And peace is our destiny. And love is our ecstasy. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. I love being here. I love you all. Thank you to the Zoom people too. Mwah.